Here's an update on the flight bow repairs. You can see what I've done. I've glued a new piece there, but I've also pinned it with bamboo pegs to make it more solid, and done the same that side. But I inspected everything carefully and found some signs of delamination around here, so I've pegged in that direction as well with bamboo pegs, just to help stop it pulling this way, any delamination. Now, my friend from the States, Mr. J.W. Halverson, was asking how this Rube Goldberg arrangement worked. Well, in the UK we don't know who Rube Goldberg is, but we have the equivalent, which is Heath Robinson, who was a sort of World War II artist who drew weird and wonderful machines and the like. Well, how the grip works, you can see it's actually angled slightly, so it's fairly comfortable like that. Also, this cutaway and all this relieving allows you to get your arm fairly straight without having to bend it round a huge riser. So the grip is pretty much like it would be holding a war bow at a slight angle. Big comfortable grip that's just made out of old scrap plywood, screwed in from the top there. But that's the archer's eye view. And I was going to do some things like moving the limb spacers from one side of the limb to the other, but I thought, no, I don't want to add more stress to the bow, because I haven't actually found out what it will do yet in its current form. So leave things alone, don't make too many changes at once. But I've made a minor change here. I've added a little shelf there that prevents the brush rest rotating, so it'll slide side to side but not up and down. I've also cut a bit of a notch there to allow a little bit more string clearance. I may increase the brace height a whisker, but what I want to try and do is get some high-speed photography of the arrow leaving the bow, because I'd like to know how that fletching got chipped off. Yeah, there we are. So how did that happen? Now it looks that would have been the cock feather, cock fletching. So was that getting ripped off, hitting the brush rest? Was it digging down into the brush rest too much? Should I have that rest? Well, the theory is the bristles should slope at an angle like that, so they present less friction. But did that dig in and smash on that lower edge? Now it just dawned on me what might be breaking the back off that fletching. That's the lower fletching, could be the flipper. As the flipper uncoils, these flaps that are wrapped around the string will flick forward and could easily just be taking the back edge off that fletch. So maybe make these a tiny bit shorter, move the fletching a tiny bit further forward, or add a second knocking point on the string just to keep that flipper a little bit lower. I reckon that's quite a good candidate. It looks a suspiciously good fit, doesn't it? Aha, another mystery solved.